All right, it's Saturday, a lovely Saturday. I'm back home from work. Probably should still be at work, but you know, we do the best we can. I have picked up the turbo from the Turbo people, and I'll go into more detail about that later. But turbo Trans Am, compressor housing, Grand National exhaust. Had to buy a new housing here and a compressor wheel, and that set me back a few bucks. I don't mind telling you. So the long and short of it is, I spent a whole bunch of money trying to save money. If I had to do this over again, I think I would not take so much trouble trying to use old parts from old stuff laying around. I just would have bought a turbo and went from there, I think. You know, it's going to be kind of cool when it's all done, but the reality is I spent way more money than I needed to, and this was supposed to be budget, so the budget's out the window. But it'll be worth it in the end. I'll have it run. I think I got the motor for free, so that's budget, right? Alright, let me show you something else I'm working on here. Well, yeah, I got a cap for my truck. Looks pretty awesome, don't it? I think so. And it came with I bought the cap, but it came with a parts truck. So I'm stripping it down, and I gotta get that out of here. I sold 3, and I bought some, so my average isn't looking too good. Look at the dash that was in that truck that came with a cap. It's got a little something there like somebody scrubbed graffiti off it, but other than that, the dash is perfect. You never find that in North Carolina. I don't know if you do up north, you might, but if you find these dashes, save them. Sell them to people in the South. The parts truck was really nice till somebody ran into it. It's a shame. She's rust free. But what are you gonna do? I did fire this one up this morning. The little miss had a friend over and she wanted to ride, which she seemed to enjoy. I noticed it needs a fuel filter though, so I'm gonna put that in it. It laid down a little bit on the top end of second gear. Can't be having that. But it's real simple to change the fuel filter, so I'm going to do that. I don't need to tell you all how to do it. You probably already know. Alright, so I'm doing a little work on this old truck. Now, before you all get the idea I work on people's stuff, I don't, as a rule. So we barely have enough time to keep up with my own stuff. I don't have time to keep up with my own stuff. Anyway, that's another story. That's another story. The point I'm trying to make here is I was driving this truck around a little bit yesterday evening, and I drove it a ways and then it quit. And then I drove it a little, set a minute, and drove it a little ways less further, and it quit. And pretty soon it'd only go 5 feet once it cranked up, and then it wouldn't start at all. So I suspect the coil is junk. Seems to me I had one of those on my blue Chevy one time. I had the same trouble with that. But anyways, I'm going to check and see what kind of voltage we got. A common problem is you'll take the wire for the old points distributor and hook it right to the coil on HEI, testing it with a test light or something, and have insufficient voltage. So I'm going to check and see what we got. I'd show you, but I can't hold the camera and 2 probes on the lines at the same time, but it's getting 10.7 volts. Now, it's possible that this wiring harness on this old truck's losing that much here and there, but I doubt it's that much. So I think what I need to do is find a new wire from the fuse panel and run it up here and power the coil that way. But I still think the coil's probably junk. We'll see. I don't know, it's possible I was wrong about that. I went to the fuse box and that's about what I'm getting at the fuse box. What we might need to do is look into why it's losing so much voltage. Anyways, I'm going to change that coil. I'm pretty confident that's what the difficulty is. Alright, let's see how long that lasts. How do I get a gear drive? Well, that's not supposed to look like that, is it? No, sir. Well, I put a new used part on it. Let's see if that helps. Let's see if it stays running. Alright, I made it back without towing it. So that's good news. Might need to tweak the timing a little, just by ear, you know. It is a gorgeous day out there. I'm telling you, it's like 65. If you listen closely, you can hear the neighbor's got his Harley running. Kind of makes me want to dig mine out and get it running. But I've been distracted all morning on some other thing I don't need to be messing with. I need to get this back together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to work on this. Can't get distracted by other projects. Discipline. You got to maintain discipline. Keep your work area organized and get stuff done. Alright, I got the workbench cleaned up enough to where I can find my power steering pump. I need to finish putting that together and put that back on the truck because she ain't gonna run well power steering. And then I'm gonna go to work on the turbo. That's my plan at the moment. It's kind of late in the afternoon, like 2:30 or something. My belly's grumbling a little bit, but it might be that Mama will take care of me. It might be. Alright, there it is all together. And I didn't paint it. But that's okay. We're not painting this one. We're just going to let her be rough. Alright, my cousin came by and I got a little distracted, but that's okay. I have installed the power steering pump. I don't have any power steering fluid to put in it. Can you believe that? So I don't know if it leaks or not yet. And I've bolted the turbo on and I need to reorient things here. And we're getting towards the finish it up stage. And of course I wounded myself and you see a little blood spatter there. But you know, I got it fixed up. We're okay. You ever have something that drives you nuts but not enough to do anything about it? Here's one of them things. Whole time you're working on this thing, you know, you got a big belly like mine is leaning on the front of the truck there. That is going on the entire time. So that's just one of those things. Alright, we're starting to mock things up. I'm still short a few things for my exhaust. And I gotta think about that a little bit, but I need to make a bracket to support this end of the apparatus. But I think we're permanently attached here, here, and here. I've even run my boost line. We'll start sorting out the vacuum lines. Next thing I gotta do though is make a mountain bracket right there. But I don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay at it. You know, I gotta probably grill some hamburgers, I'm told. Alright, I think I'm gonna do something a little different on the oil drain this time. Since I got extra parts, you know, I bought all that Trans Am stuff that I haven't been able to use all of, but the reality is it's going to work out better using those Trans Am parts. It's just that I paid too much for it. But you know, some people spend a lot of money on golf clubs. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I am going to use this piece that bolts to the bottom of the turbo, and I'm going to use this. The Trans Am would go into the valley pan, and that's how it drained. I've been using this, and you can see I've cut it and welded it and tweaked it, and it's just really getting out of hand. So I'm going to use this, and I think I'm going to cut it about there and weld the correct portion of that on, and that will allow me to swivel it to some degree, which I think will make things better. At least that's my idea at the moment. I'm going to go study on it a little more here. Alright, got the oil drain done. I need to still build my mount and do some other stuff and build exhaust. But I gotta go get cleaned up so I can grill some hamburgers and then eat them. You know how that goes. So we're gonna ring the bell for now, unless I come back later. And yeah. Well, the missus says I can't work on the truck no more. I gotta go inside and cook. I gotta do everything around here.
Everything? Who was riding the Harley? And who was riding the lawnmower yesterday?
Alright, you better run for it because it's raining pretty hard.